Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new podcast. I'm Peyton.
I'm Sam.
And this is Uncontrolled Population,
Where we talk about everything from aliens all the way to current politics and current events. It's a pleasure to be back.
Woo! Yeah, we both have had our own podcasts in the past with other co-hosts, but we're starting our own new journey.
Indeed. So yeah, this is our first one where we both have experience already podcasting.
Yes.
It's going to be really interesting. I'm really interested and glad that you have a podcast under you, same as me.
Yep.
We're kind of in the same field right now as far as that goes.
And then Ellie, our podcast host next. Oh, she got scared. She's a little skittish.
It's okay. She's usually used to like sitting on Kylie's lap, who was the podcast, the host of Fires of Change.
Yep. For people that don't know, Sam helped produce me and Kylie's other podcast called Fires of Change. It's still up on Spotify. But so now Sam's in front of the screen with us.
No, I'm in the hot seat. Yeah, no more hiding behind my computer anymore.
No, literally, he would do Sam's fun facts if you listen to our other podcasts.
Indeed. Well, we also have a little segment that we're bringing over from Fires of Change, current events.
Yes.
And since that was Peyton's, I'm going to let her go ahead and take the reins while I do some last minute homework.
Thank you. Okay, so today is January 15th. First podcast.
Woo!
So we have had some crazy shit, of course, because the Trump regime is our current government. So for those that don't know, and if you don't know, you're kind of living under a rock, but we have what I would call our own Nazi party called ICE. So ICE is a fuck ICE.
Fuck ICE.
Fuck ICE. Hardcore. We hate ICE. They're obviously a government entity, sorta, that doesn't have any training. It's like literally all the people that couldn't get into the military or become a cop literally became ICE.
Yep.
And some people are even saying that they're using their own weapons, and other military members have spoken on this, that a lot of their weapons don't look like they're given to them by the government. They are using their own weapons, which is really fucking crazy. But yeah, with that being said, there's been, obviously, when you have an unchecked government agency, they're gonna be doing a lot of fuck shit and illegal shit. And they have already, there's been stories of ICE agents doing undercover sex rings. There's been people that have been raped and also murdered. And so we're going to talk about a couple of those people today.
Yes, please. So
the story got really popular with this lady named Renee Good. And she... this was in Minneapolis, and she's actually from Colorado Springs. Mm-hmm. And I guess they have just kind of moved. They were new to Minneapolis, but she was literally in her neighborhood, and she tried to, I guess, like intervene with ICE because they were trying to detain someone, and basically she got scared and tried to like drive away, and the ICE officer ended up shooting her. So she did pass away. Her name is Renee Macklin Good, and she was married to Becca Good, so another lesbian like me, you know. And she basically was in her neighborhood and was shot trying to help someone. And now there's been a bunch of protests across the country about it. But yeah, because people are like, okay, you, as an ICE officer, as a police officer, as literally any officer, like, you are not the judge and jury. You're not allowed to just kill people on the spot. And this is what happens when we have no training and we are being run by a Nazi president. So unfortunately, though, Renee Good was not the first person that this has happened to. This is a story that has happened over and over and again. There's also a guy named, let me pull up this, Kevin Porter Jr. On December 31st. He was actually shot, and he is also a father of two. Just like Renee was, a mother. But yeah, he was shot by an off-duty ICE agent. And again, this is going to keep happening because when you have unchecked power and filled with racism, it really creates like a cruel, disgusting environment for everyone involved.
It's a breeding ground for corruption and evilness. Like people that have all these like evil desires secretly that they try to suppress throughout their lives, their normal lives, but deep down they're still evil, corrupt bastards.
Yeah.
And now they're being given the opportunity to demonstrate that evilness, that hate, and have immunity from the presidency because our president is one of those people.
Yeah.
100%. He is a glorified piece of shit that's standing at the Capitol of our fucking White House. Just, an embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment. It's going to take so long after his ass is gone
to undo
all the shit that he's done, especially with Greenland going on right now too.
Oh my God. That's also another thing going on. Trump is trying to basically colonize Greenland. It's just like, again, like when people have unlimited power, this is what happens. And as we know, unchecked power. As we know, JD Vance is in Peter Thiel's pocket. Thiel, I think it's pronounced.
Peter Thiel, yep.
Which he ultimately wants a techocracy.
Theocracy. I can double check that, but basically he wants all of us to live where we're monitored constantly. There's no
like a one world government.
And everybody's secrets are out there. There's no solidarity at all. Like he wants to know where you're taking your shits, where you're taking your pisses, who you're having sex with, who you're hanging around, so that he could go in and send his fucking patrol of ICE officers to go and fuck shit up.
Yeah. Well, and even he's a huge, I don't know if you've heard about like Palantir.
I do.
Yeah. So Palantir is like basically this, like,
they're a big ass company, and one of their headquarters is actually in downtown Denver. When I was at a protest at one point, we passed it and then we started shouting at it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what Palantir is. I know that it's more of like an umbrella.
It's like
company.
Surveillance.
Yes.
Like they do surveillance cameras. There's this thing called, which I have to look into it more, but like flock cameras, and like Coloradans have been trying to keep it out of Colorado because it's like, again, one step closer to having a surveillance state, which is so funny for a party that's so about like my freedoms, my whatever. Like they're sure voting for a lot of shit to basically get us into a dictatorship.
What's that?
Yeah.
So sorry to cut you off, but what was that thing? It's like we're giving up our freedoms for something, for convenience.
Oh yeah, no, we totally are giving up
100%.
our freedoms for convenience. And I mean, we see it all the time because, and honestly, I'm even guilty of it too, of like, we support these companies that
like Apple,
Amazon, like Walmart, all these big box companies that it's like, it sucks because we're all in a situation of working class is hanging on by a thread. We're all extremely tired. We're overworked. We're underpaid.
Oh, definitely.
We're like struggling along. So like for me, and for instance, like I do use Amazon, honestly, my stepdad's account. But yeah, like to get, things shipped, because it's like I work so much, then it's like, okay, well, when am I going to get her dog food or whatever? So it's like, it's kind of almost created these pockets where people, or even people that live in like food deserts, that the only place they can go to is like Walmart or Target.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're all trying to do the best we can, you know what I mean? But it's like, no one's going to be perfect. Everyone's trying their best.
And there's always going to be somebody that's trying to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the day that we live in nowadays, it's blatant. It's in our faces. They don't care if we know what they're trying to do. Like,
right.
I am a user of AI and of ChatGPT. I will chat with you off stream about that a little bit more, but I noticed that the more that I use it and the more that I ask it to do research for me, the less that mental muscle is flexing for myself. So there's a saying, what you don't use, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that being a problem for like Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
People have used it so much that they've forgotten how to like go out and get stuff from like the store, even though it sounds like such a normal thing for you and I. Like, they just have all of their supplies, all their groceries coming in through like deliveries. And I know that that's the next stage that we're going into, like massive productions of that. You know, like all of the pollution that's going to come up from like the cars being used and the mass production of like drones and stuff like that in order to like use it. But whatever happened to like growing your own gardens in your backyard, which nobody's stopping you from doing that. But the knowledge of being able to do that is lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more thing really quick. So sorry. I know that we have the next part to get to as well.
Oh no, this is our first one. We're rambling, we're
chilling.
starting, we're getting our flow.
I started getting into like the Stone Age a little bit.
Okay.
Like our first weapons, our first tools, and really thinking about how our ancestors used to live, like the hardships that they endured and the limited technology that they had. It was really interesting to see how that developed into you guys seeing us on a screen through a little black box, you know, and being able to hear us like you're almost here.
Yeah.
It's insane from like a little sharp rock. But a lot of the skills that we developed back then, that was a miracle for us to even develop in the first place, like foraging for food, agriculture, forming a culture in general of like like-minded individuals. It's really been lost due to modern times.
Yeah.
Where we're more connected than ever, but we're also more divided than ever too.
Yeah.
Especially politically. Like, it's kind of waning more one way than the other right now, especially because everybody's pissed off.
Yeah.
And getting more and more irritated by the dumb shit that's coming out of this freaking presidency.
Yeah.
But, you know, even if he was gone, we're still going to find more things to bitch about each other. We're still going to find things to hate one another for. And I try not to have and harbor hate in my heart as much as possible, but it is still something. It's a thing for humans.
No, and I agree. And I think, I don't know, I almost wonder if this is like, which we've talked about it, like we're, you know, spiritual and stuff, but like, is this a tower moment to force everyone to kind of get on the same page? Because it seems to be that unless it affects people directly, they're not really going to do anything.
It's true.
And so going back to, you know, Renee Good, where, I mean, people are talking about Renee Good a ton, which I love. But then we also got to look at, she's a white woman from Minnesota. She is gay and stuff. So, you know, I love that. But it's like people are just now talking about it when, you know, Keith Porter was also shot on December 31st by ICE. And again, they're not the only people. So it's like, I think now with Renee Good, it's like people are like, oh shit, she looks like me. This is happening in our neighborhoods. Like, this is horrible. So yeah, I just think it's getting closer and closer to home for people. And I mean, even the people that voted for Trump are now seeing the effects of voting for him. And I mean, the amount of stories that have come out where people are like, oh, I voted for Trump and like now my wife's being deported, or like, you know, things like that. It's like, dude, come on. Like, he told you what he was going to do and no one listened. Everyone acted like, oh, he's not going to do that. And it's like, no, he is. And so, you know, going back to like, everyone hates Trump, which I'm the biggest Trump hater. Like, I hate that man. But then honestly, I do think JD Vance is more scary than Trump, because at least Trump's a fucking idiot, where JD Vance is, again, like we said, in Peter Thiel's pocket. So that's a little bit concerning. Like he gives Handmaid's Tale energy really fucking bad.
Really fucking bad.
So yeah, that's why it's like, okay, cool if Trump were to die or whatever, because he seems pretty fucking old and like
dementia ridden.
Well, and that's what's almost funny to me is I think he talks shit about Joe Biden so fucking much. But the thing about narcissists is they're gonna almost talk shit about what they're doing.
But
so
themselves.
Yeah, no, literally.
Of.
So it's like all those years of, Joe Biden's like dementia, whatever. He's old. He forgets. It's like, well, now you got that karma and now that's you. And you're over here like shitting your pants and fucking reading, secret notes that you shouldn't be reading.
And having catheters.
Yeah. Like all this stuff that it's like you were so nasty to other people about that. Now it's like, affecting you. And so again, once he is gone, like I really feel like that was like the using Trump was a Trojan horse to get JD Vance into the White House. So it's kind of scary just to think about what JD Vance would do as president, because that man is fucking sinister. And so, yeah, that's almost like why we got to like keep pushing along. And we also got to be reasonable about what would come if Trump did die. You know what I mean? So
what's beyond what we're going through right now.
Right. Because it can get a lot worse.
It can. And that's what a lot of people don't want to accept and like realize either, is that just because we're going through hell right now, it doesn't mean that it can't get worse.
Right.
If somebody else were to be taking the reins.
Yeah.
Which is really a shitty way. It's a shitty situation. It really is. Like, we didn't realize how much this has built until Trump got elected in the second term. What all led to it, what all they were doing behind closed doors, especially with Epstein.
Yeah.
How much they were conspiring. I'm sure that it wasn't just him. I'm sure that there were entities that were inside the White House that wanted this.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk, Starlink, fucking shit he funded. Like, I'm sorry, did no one think that was going to be rigged if a fucking billionaire is literally providing machines to vote on? Like, clearly he was campaigning for Trump. He was fucking championing for Trump. So it's like, what did people think was going to happen? Like, I still am one of those people that I think it was fucking rigged, because every swing state apparently voted for Trump. But when you look down their ballot, everyone else voted Democrat for a lot of these places. So you're going to tell me that the only person that they're going to vote Republican would be Trump? Like, I just don't buy that.
And there's going to be people that want to just spite the Republicans anyway. So like the math is not mathing here. The math is not mathing.
And I mean, honestly, a lot of people came out and said that when they go on to log on to check their ballot, that their ballot was never counted. And they were like, yeah, I voted blue. Like, my ballot was never counted. It was never, or some people said that they got like an error message or whatever. So to me, I just think, again, this is when unchecked power and money comes into play and how that's going to influence. And that's why the whole like quote unquote trickle down economics that they try to start does not work, because we see this wealth hoarding. And you don't get to be a billionaire or a fucking trillionaire without basically fucking over the people that are working for you, and you know what I mean, the middle class. So it's like, again, why are people so cool with these billionaires? It's like, bitch, eat the rich. Like, fuck all of them.
Eat the fucking rich, dude. Seriously.
All of them, even your favorite ones that everyone's like, this person, that person. No, fuck them all, because they've literally all done shit to fuck over the working class people. They at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about us. No, they literally don't care.
They literally don't have the scope to be able to like understand. They're too far removed.
Yeah.
And to even to even like say billionaire, you can't even really, you can just barely think about and contemplate what a millionaire is.
Yeah.
A millionaire is 1,000. A billionaire is 1,000 millionaire.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, why do you need that much money? And what shit did you have to do in order to get that much money? It shouldn't be possible unless there's some nasty shit going on behind closed doors. And I totally agree with you in that they all have their hands dirty. All like in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Especially the King Orange Honcho Dumpy That's I'm gonna call him Dumpy from now on.
Literally.
Fucking
And
idiot.
all the people, literally so many people in his cabinet has fucking made so much, like their net worth has fucking skyrocketed since they've been in office. And even like, for instance, these ice commercials. Now they're using government money. They're not even, for instance, the ice commercials are fucking disgusting for one.
Absolutely.
But for two, they're literally stupid ass bitch ass Kristi Noems. Literally is like in these commercials, she's doing it for PR, but they also didn't have any, what's the word? Competition. So they're giving these government contracts to their friends. Their friends are getting super fucking rich and there's no competition in it. So it's like, even that part, it's like all the people in the government are getting richer because they're funneling it to their friends. Mm-hmm. So it's in every aspect is corruption.
It's
and
gatekeeping.
It's our fucking tax money.
Yeah, it's insane. Speaking of Kristi Noem, I actually had a fact that I wanted to follow up with the current events.
Okay, yeah.
On January 26th, a group of U.S. representatives filed articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, alleging high crimes and misdemeanors, primarily stemming from her handling of immigration enforcement and actions with DHS, focusing on obstruction of Congress, violation of public trust, and self-dealing, including claims of obstructing oversight visits, directing warrantless arrests and excessive force, and misusing funds by awarding a contract to a company run by close associate's husband. These efforts intensified after a fatal ICE shooting in Minnesota.
Wait.
Renee Good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wait,
because did you say January 26th? So was this last year when this first started and then it's been going on for a year?
January 2026, my bad.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I just said 26 because I'm a dumbass.
No, you're good.
My bad. Anyways, so there are articles of impeachment against her currently. There's been articles of impeachment against Trump like
so many fucking times. And nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever fucking happens. So I'm not really, thinking that anything really is going to come out of this one. But at least it's something. Is I'm happy about that. At least it's something. At least it's adding to the fire of people really being upset and people being over this shit. Like it's not like it's stopping. It's not like they're doing anything to actually quell the people's anger.
Right.
They're just adding more fuel to the fire through, absolutely 100% the obstruction of justice that they're doing. And what was that other term that they said? Excessive force.
Oh yeah,
against people like all the time. Like I saw some poor kid get paper sprayed straight in the fucking eyes, get blinded, and then
this one kid's fucking blind because they shot a rubber bullet at him in the face.
Yeah, in the face. They broke people's jaws and their
dragging a pregnant woman.
That's insane, dude.
Kids.
That's insane.
Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. U.S. citizens. They're fucking arrested. Citizens. Then after this whole Renee Good thing, now they're using that to basically make citizens fearful of like, I literally saw a video of an ICE agent talking to a person and was like, you know what happened. So like basically threatening this guy of like, well, this lady got shot. So if you keep talking about it, like something's going to happen to you.
It's exactly what it is. It's fear mongering to the highest degree.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like in line with a freaking fascism.
No, it is. This is literally, again, and we did a thing on Fires of Change about like the stages of fascism and like kind of what it looks like. And honestly, if people want us to do a refresher, I would love to do that.
The water is boiling now. We're the poor turtle and the water is boiling.
Because we talked about this whole thing of like frogs in boiling water, they'll jump out. But if you keep it basically slowly turn on the fire and then it slowly cooks itself. And so we reference this all the time in Fires of Change. And now we're at the point where, again, like Sam said, the water is boiling. There's also, you guys, the amount of fucking dog whistles that have come out. There's a new one that's literally Trump and it's the milk mustache. And it's literally a white mustache. And it looks like, and again, dog whistles are supposed to have the plausible deniability. so people could say, no, that's not what that meant, but then they can hide behind that. But even they changed it to Secretary of Defense to Secretary of War. Fucking stupid ass Pete Hegseth. But literally on his plaque, it was SS Secretary. So for people that don't know what that means, the SS is part of the whole fucking Nazi regime, and it's literally a huge fucking dog whistle. So we are seeing this time and time again in our government, and they're seeing how much we can get away with. We can even reference back to fucking Elon Musk with his Nazi salute behind the presidential
that's how it started,
seal.
Dude. That's
this
how
is where
I knew.
It started.
This is literally day one. They were blatant about what they were going to be and what they were going to do. And it's holding up. People didn't listen. They were in denial about it. They were like, there's no way. There's no way about this, that, the other. There's no way he's going to run for president in 2028. There's no way that he's going to arrest thousands of immigrants without due process. There's no way that he's going to use excessive force and shoot people. It's insane.
And he's done all of it.
And he's done all of it.
All of it. So I don't know. I don't know what else people need to understand that Trump is literally a fucking Nazi. And the fact that every time I learned about the Nazi regime in school, and every time I learned how that came to be, I was just like, I could never fucking fathom it. I didn't understand how it could get to that.
Like when I was a kid, I used to love superhero movies. I used to love action movies where there was a big bad guy that was totally evil from the get-go, you know, and there was a hero that was supposed to come in and save the day, basically. The tyrant, evil antagonist had only a fraction of the things that Trump has done.
Oh my God, yeah.
Only a fraction in a movie form or like a comic form. And yet this motherfucker in real life has blown the roof off of that and is still in power.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, not enough people are taking action to do anything about it. Like, I'm proud that we're doing this podcast. I really am. And I was proud of Fires of Change too, because that was action in one way, shape, or form. That was voicing our opinions. Yeah.
Shout out to Kylie. She helped us learn how to properly educate ourselves and find good sources and put things together. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have learned how to do that kind of stuff. So shout out.
Shout out, Kylie. Hell yeah. Miss you.
Miss you.
Yeah. But dude, I wish that there would be some like hero to come in and like start really stirring the pot, but it's not that easy in real life.
And that's the thing that sucks is like there's this whole thing called the bystander effect. Everyone constantly thinks that someone else is going to do something, someone else is going to step up, someone else is going to do it. But in reality, no one's coming to save us. We're kind of at the point in our own karma of the United States of we were built on stealing, raping, pillaging, and fucking over the Native Americans and literally stealing their land and their resources, killing their food supply. And
giving them not even a fraction, a freaking speck on the map.
A speck of what they should have. On top of being a country that was built by enslaved people, that was stolen from their own land and then treated like absolute shit. And now it's kind of like, we got to pay the piper. And again, we have fucked over Cuba, El Salvador, Venezuela. We stole the fucking dude. United States stole the president of fucking Venezuela and his wife. Like, it's just like, again, and then the Greenland comment, like, at this point, we are the enemy. We are the bad guy. Unfortunately, it sucks that us individuals are not. We're trying our best. We're trying to fight back, but we don't have, we're not backed by the United States. And they're doing horrendous shit.
I want to make a quick caveat though. Like, being Peyton obviously are not that. Like, most of the people that live in America are not that. The women, the children, the men, the working class are not that. And we didn't have a choice or a say, to be born here in America. But for what it did offer, what the original plan was for freedom I mean, most of the world looked at us and was like, oh, I wonder how long that's going to take before it
Yeah.
starts to boil over. And here we are.
Yeah.
But during that
This is
time, there was a lot of
250 years of America this year.
Yeah, 200. Wow.
And that's usually
crazy.
when these type of ecosystems of what we're in, our government, or, you know, our power structure, they usually start to crumble, which we're seeing that in front of our eyes.
But I think that it's a tough one because, yeah, we live in this society. We live in this capitalistic society where profit is valued more than people and human lives. It's really shitty. But like, from what did happen, what was good was the ability to freely think and the ability to have your own differing opinions. Even though me and Peyton might disagree on some things, we still allow each other the space in order to have that discussion, that debate.
Yeah.
That is really powerful, I think. And that is something that I am not willing to give up without a fight.
Yeah.
And that's also something that I think would really propel us into the next step beyond like capitalism, beyond this corrupt, defunct system that's happening right now, is like, honestly, respect,
critical thinking, and creating like, okay, for instance, a really good example is AI. Sam likes AI, uses AI. I'm personally an AI hater. I honestly don't use AI. I will avoid it at all costs. And that's one thing where it's like, we'll make jokes about it, well, whatever, but it's like, I have a lot of people that use it for their job that I know, and it's just like, again, at this point in capitalism, there's only so much we can do because, like Sam said, it's profit over people. And that's why it's like, again, we have to fight back. We have to whatever. But yeah, we do need to have these conversations with people. We do need to bring back community, like we talked about a lot on Fires of Change, of like being able to have conversations with people that don't look like you or think like you. Because at the end of the day, we all are starting from, you know, the same place. As far as like me and Sam both, you know, we work really hard. We both are trying our best. Like, we're middle class. We're trying to save, but it's really hard. And so we have a lot in common as far as the everyday day-to-day. But then with everything, you know, our big core morals is like, yeah, let's fucking deconstruct the patriarchy because it's not working. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck ICE. Fuck Trump. Fuck, you know, racism, homophobia, all that. Like, we are on the same page. And that's where it's like, we can disagree on, you know, little things, but like, our morals are very the same.
Yeah. We match on our morals and values.
Yeah.
Like, if you see some poor bastard struggling, try to help them out.
Yeah.
Like, I see old ladies at the store and I see them like trying to get all these heavy ass groceries into their car. Hey, do you need any help? Can I help you out really quick? Here, let me get that for you.
Yeah.
Just small things like that. But like, a lot of people would just look the other way and say, that's not my job. But that's not, I don't have to worry about that. I got enough shit to deal with, blah, 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 blah.
But it's like, that's where honestly, I think community is sometimes being inconvenienced. But then in reality, like, you don't know how much that means to someone or can help someone, or you know what I mean? And that's where it's like, if we do want to get out of this fascist shit, the best thing we can do is like bring back community, help each other, because the more we can do things without involving money or profit, honestly, the better. Like Sam said, like, you can start a garden, you can help people put their groceries away, like just those things that eventually over time it's gonna create a positive impact.
A community garden is a great idea. I know that there are plenty of them in downtown Denver and across the cityscapes. I'd love to participate in one of those. 100%. My mom was always one that had a green thumb, and she passed that along to me. Thank goodness. Shout out, Mom. And that's a way of sustaining your own food. You know where that's coming from the ground. You know what's going into it. Not this crazy pesticide shit.
Right.
It might not be much. It might not be a superstore, you know, but it's something. It's your own hard work, and it pays off with a strawberry that you can taste and say, hey, that was mine. I
Right.
made that.
Right.
I made that strawberry grow. I made whatever that piece of lettuce grow out of the
Yeah.
ground, and now I have a salad for one meal from my own hard work. It might have taken a long time, but I feel like that's kind of in line with the road down down in front of us, the
Yeah.
future. It's kind of like this book that I'm reading, actually, and we will get to
Okay.
that later. That book is called Atomic Habits. I don't know if you've heard of
I
it.
have not.
It's a great book. It talks about habits, but it also talks about how they can be really, really, really tough to get rid of. And there's a habit that people have of, if it's not going to give me results immediately, then why should I continue to put effort into this thing, like losing weight? I was setting up the camera the other day, and I looked at myself in the chair, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have a gut. Like that gut is not a small gut." And I at the beginning of the year, I really wanted to start losing weight, but just like everybody else that has that same New Year's resolution, it's really easy to get off the bandwagon once you don't see
Yeah.
results within the first like 2 weeks, which is
Right.
insane to ask for too. Just the same way as like if we were to like ask for change in our today's economy, with all the shit that is being piled on top of it from the Trump regime too, it's going to take a long time for us to get out of that. And a
Yeah.
lot of people would rather just turn in and say fuck it, which is really sad. But you know what helps with that too is community,
Right.
and having somebody that you can confide in, and somebody that can help you when you're low, and then when they're low you help them too. I'm a huge advocate for a community, 100%.
Yeah.
I have a small little Twitch channel, Makaran Games, and I started
Go
building
check
a
it
little bit.
out.
Thank you, thank you. I started building a little community there, and I've already seen some of the good that comes from it. Like when somebody
Yeah.
asks for advice, and not just me, but like other people in my audience, in my chat, hop on there and they start offering like different pieces
Yeah.
of advice. It's not to say that like everybody's advice is going to help you perfectly. That's just life. But it's better than struggling and drowning alone.
Right.
You're with somebody else. And honestly, sometimes that's all you need is just a little bit of, hey, are you okay? Come on, we can do this. Let's just keep going
Yeah.
a little bit more.
No, and honestly, I agree with that because like I'm a hairstylist and I like service all walks of life of people, of older, younger, high schoolers, college students, moms, dads, grandpas, grandmas. And it's really cool because I really feel very, what's the word? I guess honestly blessed that I have so many people in my life that it's like, for instance, like I was having a problem with my house, and like I've been having like this mold issue and whatever. And so I was talking to one of my clients about it, and he was like, oh, well, because originally I got a quote and it was like $1,600 to start.
Whoa!
And I was like, let's see what else we can figure out. Yeah. So he was like, no, you know what? Go to Lowe's. You can get this kit. You can test it yourself. You send it in. You could see if it's, you know, this type of mold where you have to do something surface or behind the whatever. And then he was like, oh, then you can call your homeowners insurance and like all that stuff. And it was so helpful. And it's like I have so many people that I can ask. But then also on the flip side, it's like I'm also a person that my clients can ask stuff too. Like, honestly, I'm a huge component and like person for your own family planning and your own wishes as a woman as far as how you want to you know, control your own body. And so
Your body, your choice.
Yeah, a choice. And like having, you know, for instance, like a lot of my clients or family or friends or whatever have come to me because they're like, okay, well, maybe I need an abortion and I don't know how to go about it.
Right.
And it's like, I know how to get that information and send it over and whatever. And yeah, it makes me happy that I can help my community, but also help my fellow women in my life of being a good network to, you know, figure shit out. And even for instance, like I'm having a surgery to get my fallopian tubes out and then take my
Woohoo!
IUD out.
Yeah.
Woo! It's
Good
in a
for you,
couple
dude.
weeks. I'm fucking pumped. I've been wanting to do this for years.
Mhm.
But then I found out to take my IUD out, it's $900. Yes, and it takes 30 fucking seconds. So I've been asking around to my community and whatever, and I've been I have like nurse friends and stuff, and so yeah, they're gonna help me like figure out how to like go about that.
Good.
And so I was
Yeah.
like super thankful that I have, you know, community in all aspects in
Yeah.
every walk of life, because
Mhm.
it's like sometimes I don't know how to fucking figure shit out, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
going back to just helping your fellow community with like the information you have and like how can you help someone else?
And the community doesn't just stay stagnant either. It does grow.
Yeah.
I know that there's this other part of it, which is, you know, sometimes it shrinks too, unfortunately, and that's part of life, but it will never stay solid as long as you're doing good work and actually
Yeah.
like trying to put effort into your community.
Yeah.
It will usually grow.
Yeah.
Usually people will find somebody else to help out, and then that person becomes part of that community one way or another.
Mhm.
And then that person, you know, passes along to somebody else.
Yeah.
And on and on and on. It's a compounding effect too, and it's beautiful. It's really like people underestimate the power of community so much.
Yeah.
But I think that's great that you know, have your community that's able to
Yeah.
help you out, especially with the IUD getting taken
Yeah.
out and with the mold.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And also when you were talking about that, it kind of made me think that you and I doing this podcast is a component of community,
Yeah.
where me and Peyton weren't super close after I got out of the military. Also, we were supposed to be talking about ourselves this time. So that's a little thing that I'm going to add in there. I was in the military for a little bit. I got out under other than honorable circumstances.
We
And we
will
can
have
probably
to tell that
we
story.
will have
It's
to
a
tell
really
about
good
that.
story.
Yeah, I'm a little more proud of it than nowadays than when I first got out. But anyways, we weren't super close. We were
Yeah.
friends in high school. We were friends after high school. We actually weren't friends in high school.
No, you're right. It was after
It
high
was
school.
after high school. I
We
was
were
starting
hanging out
with
with
Adrian. Yep.
Yep.
And after I got into the military, I didn't really keep up too much, but I think you invited me to like a Halloween party at some point
Yeah.
because I was hanging out with Billy.
Yep.
And I mentioned to you that I was in audio engineering.
Yep.
And then you were like, I wanted to do a podcast. And I was like, I can help you with that. Let's go.
First, we did start. Well, at first, I wanted to like sing, so
Mhm.
I would go to his house for that. Never really, you know, came into fruition. It was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I was like, Sam, I want to start a podcast. How do we do this? And
I was
he's
like, I got you.
I got it. Yeah.
I already have experience with podcasting. I know what we need.
Yep.
I have some equipment that we can use. Let's make this happen.
Yep.
Captain. And here we are.
Here we are.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, we did Fires of Change we have about 2.5, 3 seasons. Our third seasons we did end like a little bit
Mhm.
sooner
Yeah.
and did a shorter season. But yeah, that just kind of helped me learn how to talk with another person, research, kind of be in front of the camera.
Yeah, you're way more comfortable now.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, so
my
much more
voice was
comfortable. It's
shaking when I
crazy.
first started. Like it was so scary.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. It is. Even though like we're just literally in a room with a
Mhm.
bunch of equipment because you know that somebody might be watching on the other side of that thing.
Right. Then it's a little, nerve-wracking
Mhm.
and, yeah. So then it's like when we decided to end Fires of Change, and kind of take a break. And because I will say, like, doing this work, like, I love it because it's like, it feels like it's meaningful. We're talking about shit that matters. But also, I will say, sometimes like it get a little depressing when you're looking up super crazy shit, and
Mhm.
super crazy shit happens every fucking day because we live in a fascist regime. And
Mhm.
so honestly, I'm glad I took a little break because for my own mental health, it was getting a little much. And
That's
so
true.
yeah, now me and Sam, we're like, honestly, we want to start our own podcast. Like, we want to keep this going.
It was fun, dude.
It was fun.
Yeah,
And
it
now
really
I'm like,
was.
okay, yeah, another person to go back and forth.
Yeah.
And we have a good
rapport.
rapport. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah, then we decided to start this. And yeah, it's like Sam does all of our editing, all of our tech shit. He set up our YouTube, which you could check us out on YouTube. He set up our Twitch, which we're on right now.
Mhm.
He
Uncontrolled
does all our
Population, check us out.
editing. Yes.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's what he brought to the table. But then it's like, I love interior decorating.
All
so
of this.
we did, yeah. And then I do have to shout out my friend Eddie. She's done so many commissioned art pieces for me, but this is my newest one, and it's a witch, and it's like the earth, and like it's on fire.
And what does it say?
Hex the patriarchy.
Hex the patriarchy, dude.
We love it because honestly, we realize that the patriarchy hurts everyone involved, men, women, and children. It's not meant to help us thrive as a community. It's meant to have one singular person be like the king of their own household or the king of their own life. And like we know, it doesn't even allow men to feel their feelings. It
makes you hold that shit in, repress it, and then you become a ticking time bomb. On anybody. Anybody that crosses your path. Like, I am a male, and I know what it feels like to feel pressure to hold all that shit in because of society. It's not healthy. I advocate for people to, one way or another, let that shit out, either by talking to a friend, talking to your spouse, a loved one, or journaling. Therapists. And, like, I'm not on it anymore, but I like the idea of BetterHelp. In that, you only pay like a certain fee for it. It's not even that much, to be honest. And you can also get financial aid with it too, depending on your circumstance. And you can go through as many therapists as it takes for you to find one that you like, which is very important when it comes to therapists. You have to vibe with them. They have to match your energy. You have to be able to feel comfortable with them. But that's just for therapists. But, as far as males go, the patriarchy is definitely not helpful. And I grew up in the exact opposite of a household of patriarchy. It was a matriarchy where my mom was the head honcho of the household. And my grandma as well. My grandpa was there. Unfortunately, he suffered from Alzheimer's, so he was not really super in the picture. But from what I remember, I got a lot from him as well. My love for sharks and my love for crab legs and my adventurous nature. Love you, grandfather. But yeah, I kind of tangent there for a little bit. My bad.
No, it's true. And that's why I think me and Sam are so excited to talk about that, because I think as a woman, I've for a long time have known the patriarchy is obviously not what it needs to be. And it like fucks over a lot of people. Like we said, how it fucks over men. But then it's like we see violence against women every fucking day. Even when we look at there was a video of an ICE officer taking a woman in handcuffs into a porta potty. What the fuck do we think happened in there? You know what I mean? So we see this power imbalance of our society and how and I think we're at the point of society, which is, it sucks because I feel like millennials were really starting to make progress and like push the pendulum left. And then I think society and like, these bad people we talk about realize like, oh fuck, we're losing our footing in power. How can we, fuck this up again and get what we want? And they have used, the alt-right pipeline on the internet basically to recruit all these young kids and impressionable kids into this alt-right pipeline. So we're seeing a very huge spike of conservatism in the youth population now, especially young boys and young men. And it's very scary because it's so easy for them to get on that pipeline and they don't even know. And it starts with like little phrases and like just little trends and whatever. And it ends up leading them to a very dangerous road where they hate women, they're violent against women. And then it keeps perpetuating this problem. And obviously then they're hurting women and children. So it's like, again, going back to the patriarchy harms everyone involved. And we did used to be a matriarchal society, and like thousands of years ago, like before these Abrahamic religions came into play, there was like paganism is a very like matriarchal thing. Native Americans before colonization was a very matriarchal society. We've seen it in so many groups of people before colonization even started. And they lived off the land. They lived by the land. They,
respected nature.
Respected nature,
the earth,
cycles,
each other.
Yes. So it's like eventually, like, I do think we're slowly going to get back to that. But it's like we're going to have to put a lot of hard work and effort in. And we're going to have to undo a lot of shit that's being done right now. I will say I'm excited that in New York, it was like a good thing of Mamdani won.
Yes.
And I wish we could have one of our own, honestly. I really do. I love him. He's, I believe he's millennial.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the son of 2 immigrants. I want to say he came here when he was about 7.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he has his wife Rama, which love her. She's an artist, fashion icon.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, they just moved into, I'm trying to forget. I forget what is it Macy something Hall? They moved into the government. The mayor's mansion or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, so they've already done a bunch of shit and they're only like fucking 14 days in, 15 days in.
Something like that, yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to see that at least someone's fighting back and like someone that has that much power in New York doing stuff for New Yorkers is really cool to see. So I'm hoping that like eventually, it catches fire.
I think it will. I think it's the water that people need in this desert. And the ones that really truly crave it will flock to it.
Yeah.
And it will spread 100%. Like the fact that you and I are even talking about him right now means that it's spreading.
True.
And thank goodness for television.
Yes. No, literally.
But seriously, like, I think right now it's really easy, like you said, because with the virus of change, it was really easy to start going down these like rabbit holes. And I'm appreciative too that you guys kept it light and you kept it on like certain subjects too. Of like spirituality, we had some guests on and it lightened the mood too, but it is very easy to get burnt out.
Yeah.
Especially when you're seeing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
My girlfriend Jess has been very instrumental into me kind of purging away some of that constant. I'm actually off of TikTok.
Okay.
I'm off of Facebook. I'm off of Instagram. The only way that I do get onto them, if I'm craving that hit of like, oh my God, is if I go onto my computer.
Okay.
Like it's a buffer, and I think I'm gonna try to offer that like optimism a little bit because I am optimistic of like the technology that we have, the power of like not everybody is bad. Like I'm not that big of a fan of like country in general because I have associated it in the past with people that are bigots.
Yeah.
And truck drivers that cut you off and act like assholes, but that's not everybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are very hospitable, that are very caring, that are very aware and intelligent as well, and it's really easy to start getting into that like blatant mindset because of hate.
Yeah.
And it's like I said earlier, hate is just a human component. It's an emotion. It's a very complex emotion. It's a very powerful emotion based in fear. And there's a lot of fear going on right now.
Yeah.
And that's, again, aiding to the fact that like community it's not necessarily the answer, but it is an answer to that. And I feel like it's also one of those things that came from patriarchy where you feel like you're not able to ask for help when you need it. Women and men.
Yeah.
And children.
Yeah.
I think that's where the difference can really be made is like in children.
Yeah.
Is like, hey, you can ask for help. You can ask clarifying questions if you don't understand something. And unfortunately, I grew up in a household where the authority was law. Okay. So I couldn't ask questions. But if and when I am a parent, I will 100% be honest with my kid.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, your question about the birds and the bees?
Right.
All right, we're going to go over here and we're going to have a long talk about that. And I'm not going to pretend like it's not a thing.
Right. Because I think when I'm a huge supporter of knowing that children grow up to be adults, and sometimes I feel like people put their own ego, their own fears, and their own things onto their kids and feel like they have to do a certain thing and raise them a certain way. And it's
right.
I do think sometimes it stunts kids' growth. Like I think kids are so much smarter than people give them credit for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's actually a mom I follow on TikTok, and I love her content because she has 2 boys, and she'll show them a clip of, One was people saying mean stuff to a little boy about wearing, painting his nails or wearing whatever. Another one was a clip of Trump. Another one, like, she shows them so many clips, and then instead of just telling them, what do you think about this or whatever, she really sits down and she'll ask them questions. She'll make them critically think the piece through and kind of draw their own conclusions. And all the time they get to a really good endpoint of
That's
understanding what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool to see, because it's I think so often people think, and I think especially in white culture too, they try to shield their children from what's going on. But if we're being honest, Black children don't get that same privilege, because we've seen time and time again police, harass even Black children. Yep. And so there's so many different, and even for instance, I know a lot of Muslim Americans and people of Arab descent and stuff talked about, for instance, after 9/11, how they were, had so many hate crimes against them, and people were doing a bunch of fuck shit. And so it's their kids didn't get to get shielded from that. So it's I don't think white kids should either. And I think kids are smart enough to understand what's going on. And for us to combat the alt-right pipeline, it's people need to be talking about this stuff to their kids at a young age before they're even on the internet.
And stop shielding them. You think it's going to hurt them or something. What's going to hurt them is ignorance.
Yeah.
Blatant ignorance of out of sight, out of mind. If it doesn't affect you, then don't say anything.
The whole ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. Yes, I agree. And my thing on that is going back to the ingestion of so much information where it burns out. I think there has to be a balance of yes, ignorance does bring this sense of okay, I have control over my life and I have control over what I can control, and I'm not freaking out about the things that I can't control. That's true. But to be ignorant about it and to not think that it's happening, and that a lot of people right now in America still believe just because it's not happening to me doesn't mean, or just because it's happening to other people doesn't mean that can't happen to me.
Right.
That's also a form of ignorance, I think.
Yeah.
And, there's only so much that you can do on a personal level. That's why I love this quote: think globally, but act locally.
Yes.
100%. We love that.
Yeah.
But, even if it means just doing something small for somebody else, or having a conversation with somebody, like you said, having a conversation with everybody, even people that don't agree with you, is important. It's important to try.
Yeah.
And it's also important for you as the person that's having those conversations to understand not everybody's going to give you the time of day.
Right.
Not everybody's going to appreciate you being willing to have these conversations with them. A lot of people are going to spit in your face and call you a dumbass. But should you stop because of that?
Yeah, no, and I agree. I honestly think it's one of those things, and I think especially being a white woman, I think it's very important that I feel women obviously have been fighting for centuries for rights and shit, but knowing that it was predominantly Black women and women of color doing the forefront of that fight.
Yeah.
I do think now, I'm a very strong, advocate for white women need to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I think it's important that it's I educate myself on these topics. I don't just hang out with people that look like me and grow up the same way, because it's you're not going to really get a diverse look at things, and you're not going to. And I think a lot of white people, because we live in a white supremacist society, are, again, shielded from certain things because they think, well, it's not happening to me, so it's not happening. And it's that's not fucking true, literally at all.
Mm-mm.
So I think the more you go outside and, become friends with people that don't look like you, and it's you go outside your little white bubble, you'll realize that there's a lot more shit out there. And I even saw a TikTok honestly today about it, and people are like, oh yeah, they keep saying that the government is Nazis, but it's it's actually just segregated America again, Jim Crow laws, putting things in laws that's like technically legal, but it's obviously infringing on a lot of people's rights, which we saw during the civil rights movement and all the way back.
Right.
So it's just, again, like really educating ourselves, and like the whole thing of like history repeats itself over and over and over. And it's like, are we going to learn? Or are we not going to learn? And so like we need to keep educating ourselves, having that room to have critical thinking about what's going on, and not just being like, oh, it's fine. Like, ignorance is bliss. I don't want to hear that.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a meme where it's like a dog sitting in a house is on fire.
Yes.
And it says, this is fine.
No, literally.
It's not fine. The house is on fire. Get the fuck out of the house, dude. What are you doing? It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Something has to be done. And fucking we're here doing the thing.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of a full circle moment. I feel like, honestly, starting our new podcast, Uncontrolled Population, because it's like, we want to go against the propaganda. We know that money is like the loudest thing in the room, and how much money is spent on propaganda, on dividing people, on harming people, on, you know, all these negative things, that it's like, honestly, we're going to do our own research and we're going to have our own thoughts. And I think when free speech, like right now, free speech is really fucking under attack. Like,
yeah, absolutely. They'll probably come for us at some point if we're loud enough. But that's how you know that you're doing something right, is if you have opposition, if you have enemies. And that's an interesting, weird thing. And I'm curious on what your thoughts about that are. But I know from my own experience that if there is no opposition, you're not going hard enough.
Right. And honestly, I think, like, before, me and Kylie really did not filter ourselves, and I appreciate that. And I think I'm going to take it even a step further, because I just feel like, honestly, this is something that I believe so wholeheartedly, and I think I don't want to be silent when it comes to these big, horrible things going on. And it's like, I think it's important to talk about, even though it is uncomfortable and it is not, like, you know, fun or exciting or whatever. It's like, no, it's important, because if we sit here and do nothing, we're all fucked. Like, everyone's fucked. Like, if you allow your government to do it to other people, they're eventually going to do it to you.
Right.
And I really, really, really wish people would understand that. But again, that's why we're here. And we have so many topics we're going to cover this season.
And
I'm really excited.
Variety.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't want to tease too much, but I was very truthful in the earlier statement of we cover everything from aliens to politics and everything in between.
Yeah.
We didn't really get a chance to really talk about ourselves and our own little interests here and there. We kind of went on a rant, but that's fine, because you guys get the full, like, this is Peyton, this is Sam, like, and we're passionate people out here doing our thing.
Yep.
Maybe we can go into a little bit more, or we're running up on an hour and 5-ish minutes so far. Time flies when you're having fun.
No, literally, like, we did not get to any of our, like, this is who we are. But honestly, I think this was a good show of, like, we are passionate about what we're doing. We do care about human beings. We have our experiences. And, you know, I'm really excited to be here, because I do think, as nice as the break was, I also feel like it kind of made me feel crazy of, like, I need to do something more, because this shit that's going on is fucking insane. And it's like, it needs to be talked about. And but we have a bunch of fun stuff coming up this season. I'm really excited. Like Sam said, you know, aliens, spirituality. We have one on, we're going to be talking about government propaganda.
Uprooting the patriarchy.
Uprooting the patriarchy. Some reproduction conversations.
Yep, reproduction. Operation Mockingbird.
Yes.
And we'll sprinkle in some music there at some point too.
Because we both love music.
Absolutely. So. And fuck the patriarchy and fuck ICE, dude.
Yes, fuck the patriarchy, fuck ICE, fuck the Trump regime. So if you think that, you know, you agree with us on any of that, we'd love to see you. We'd love to hear your comments. If there's anything you want us to talk about, we'd love to talk about literally anything.
And if you disagree with us too, tell us why you disagree.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
Tell us what you think. Put it back down there in the comments or in chat.
Yeah.
We go live around this time every other Thursday.
Yep.
So we will not be doing another live next week, but we will be putting out this week's episode We will also be going live the following week. So that's kind
Yeah.
of like the rough schedule right now.
Yep.
We go live on Twitch every time that we go live and
Yep.
record one of these. So
We'll
you
be
guys
on YouTube.
We'll be on YouTube
We
after a
are
little bit.
gonna make a Instagram and
We're gonna be
stuff,
on
so you can follow us
Instagram, yep.
there.
Absolutely. I gotta share
Um,
some of Peyton's awesome cooking.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much because it fills me up.
Yeah, and
But
that's another thing of like community. Like Sam's coming from work, I'm off on Thursdays, so it's like I like to, cook a little meal for us because it's like it keeps us, going. So
It's not lost on me. I love every single time that I taste a dish, and they're always so good. Like that's why I want to share the pictures on Instagram. I'm like, she's so good, dude. But yeah,
dude.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited. This really set the tone for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And I think it's gonna be awesome, very energetic, very passionate, and we'll be citing our sources along the way. We'll be getting into some interesting discussions. We'll be going into some interesting topics.
Yeah.
But we will continue with our subject of our little bit at the beginning, current events.
Yeah.
Just to keep us in the loop of what's going on. I know that it might be a little bit late, maybe like a week away, but we'll still cover them.
Yep.
As to the best of our ability.
Yep.
And
if there's anything you guys want to hear though, like we're all ears. We're gonna be making about 2 seasons a year and go from there. But we're excited to be here.
Absolutely. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Peyton.
Thank you, Sam, and thanks everyone for gonna be listening. But yeah, I'm Peyton.
I'm Sam, and this
was Uncontrolled
Population.
Thanks everyone.